not the greatest, you know. I feel like I was looking at the line more sometimes. I need to keep my head up, but we had a great offense. Offensive line played great, Chiefs played great, Kilgannon played great, Drew played great, everybody played great all around.
Cohen, fantastic night tonight. One touchdown under your belt, your first varsity start. First touchdown, describe the play.
I mean, it was just, had some nice blocking all throughout like game drive, and I just saw a hole and just shot it. I feel great. I mean, it was just a fun game. It may have looked bad, like getting beat up and stuff, but the line did a good job keeping me protected, and I had some nice holes, so I didn't really feel much of it.
First of all, I have to tip my hat to Coach Boyd and Parkwood. With the adversity they've overcome coming into this season, I could not, those guys battled, and, I couldn't, it was a tough matchup, the way they scrapped and the way they fought. So first of all, hats off to those guys. And you're right, that's one of the things we try to emphasize for our program is bringing the energy, bringing the enthusiasm, because we believe when they have that mindset, it'll lead to wins. And just like you said, it wasn't pretty, but it did lead to a victory tonight. So I couldn't be more proud of our guys as well.
Parker hit Keenan in the end zone. It seemed like he came up a little hobbled, fought through it. I thought he had a big interception when they were coming down at the end of the first half for a drive that could have scored, would have put them down by one. He gets that interception, so he played big. Talk about his performance tonight, and then that running back, number 9.
Yeah, we've got Cohen Kilgannon, our starting running back. He's a sophomore. He's a very tough young man, but it all starts with Keenan Jackson. Everybody around this area knows about Keenan, and the past 2 months it's been a pleasure working with that fine young man. And we don't like a lot of our guys traditionally to play on both sides of the ball, but he's special enough to do those things because of the way he works, his great attitude, and he's a fine young man, and he was by far the best player on the football field tonight.
I do want to just talk about Kilgannon just a little bit. He's got the one touchdown, his first varsity start. You're up by 2 touchdowns, and he's picking up a lot of ugly yards, but really ran off the clock.
Extreme toughness, when the game's on the line and they started roaring back, and just to be tough and run hard in there and break tackles when his team was needing on him, considering he was a JV kid last year. So that all those things considered, I couldn't be more proud of that young man. And we're fortunate enough to have his twin brother start at safety for us, who obviously isn't going to have those eye-popping stats that Cohen had tonight, but at the same time he's a fine football player as well. So we cannot be more joyed to coach those 2 young men over the next 2 years.
And your quarterback Parker, he doesn't get a ton of headlines, but he was statistically one of the best quarterbacks in the county last year, and he managed the game. He was incredible tonight.
He's going to make a fine college football player someday, and we're going to continue to work him, but I couldn't be more proud of the way he stepped up and led his troops tonight. And ultimately, the quarterback's responsible for wins and losses, and for him to start his junior year with a win, I couldn't be more proud of that young man, because he's a fine young man. He's an extremely hard worker, and he's one of our great leaders as well.
You got one win under your belt. Where do we go from here?
Well, obviously Audrey Kell next week is a very fine program, and and a great football team. I know a couple guys on their staff, so it's going to be a tough one. And just like tonight, Parkwood was a tough one. Around this area, all the games are going to be tough. But Audrey Kell, they've got an established program, and we're going to have to work really, really hard and put things together and to pull one off next week. But I feel very confident we're going to be able to do that.